Today, I'll be giving you 25 completely useless Lord of the Rings facts and theories. Without further ado, let's just hop right into it. Fact number 1. So, Aragorn marries Arwen. So, Arwen is the daughter of Elrond, of course, and Elrond's brother was Elros. And Elros founded Numenor, and Aragorn is descended from Numenor. So, Aragorn and Arwen are technically very, very, very distant cousins. So, Aragorn technically marries his cousin even though they're distanced by a couple thousand years. Fact number 2. Hobbits are not actually a race of their own, but a race closely related to or descended from men. Fact number 3. Elves that are born in Valinor actually have two names, one given by the mother and one given by the father. Fact number 4. There are actually two forms of Elvish, Quenya and Sindarin. Quenya is spoken by the High Elves of Valinor, while Sindarin is spoken by the elves of the modern age, so to speak, the elves in The Lord of the Rings, while Quenya is sort of Elvish Latin, if you will. It's spoken by the ancient elves. It's kind of a dead Elvish language, but anyway. So the Quenya word for 6-7 is the Quenya word for 6-7 is Enencoin Otso, and then the Sindarin word for 6-7 is Enefe Ar Eneg. So anyway, moving on. In the Book of Lost Tales, the elves are actually called gnomes, which may sound odd, but gnome originally was the Greek word for thought or intelligence. Many people believe that Tolkien's created world is called Middle-earth, but this is not true. His real created world is actually called Arda. Arda is the entire planet, whilst Middle-earth is just the continent. And this planet of Arda was actually a flat planet. And you may be thinking, oh, so flat earthers probably think we're actually on Arda. Well, Arda was flat until the fall of Numenor, when the Valar decided to destroy the island because the men went against the Valar. So the Valar decided, hey, we're going to destroy the island with a big wave. It's basically Atlantis. And so after that, the Valar actually made the Earth round. So Arda did start out as a flat planet, but afterwards it became round. And right here, you can actually see the flat Earth. You see, this is United States, where I am right now. Europe is actually Middle Earth, and then Numenor, which is actually Atlantis, but Numenor is somewhere at the bottom of the ocean, somewhere over here, kind of near the Bermuda Triangle. Actually, maybe that's why people are disappearing there. So that's the secret of the Bermuda Triangle. All 12 Hobbit months of the year each have 30 days, except June and December, which only have 25. And this is our cat, Luthien, named after a Tolkien character. You want to get away, don't you? Just wait 1 minute. Interestingly enough, Bilbo, the word Bilbo means short sword, and the word Baggins means afternoon tea. You're stepping over the microphone. In some of Tolkien's earliest first drafts of The Lord of the Rings, Treebeard was actually originally evil. One of the only things I disagree with Tolkien on is that Tolkien was a dog person and not a cat person. I'm a cat person, not a dog person. And actually, in the Book of Lost Tales, which is like Tolkien's earliest drafts of the Silmarillion, but back then he called it the Book of Lost Tales, back then, Sauron was actually an evil cat named Tevildo. Gandalf's real name isn't actually Gandalf. Gandalf's real name is Olorin, but Gandalf is just what the hobbits call him. So Mount Doom, where the ring is supposed to be destroyed, its actual name is Orodruin, but Mount Doom is only the English translation. In all of Tolkien's books, elves are never actually described as having long hair and pointy ears like they're portrayed in the movies. And there are a lot of people who really don't like the Rings of Power show, and they say that one of the things that's not accurate to Tolkien's lore is how not a lot of the elves have actually long hair. Well, in Tolkien's books, it's never actually said that elves have long hair or have pointy ears. They're just described as wise, fair, and tall. Even though elves are immortal, once they reach 1 year old, they can speak fluently, walk, dance, and are far more mentally mature than men of 1 year old would be. Elves grow mentally quicker than men, but they grow physically a lot slower than men. Here's a dwarvish insult that I found. Fanad duz dinu targ uz ganun mime. Hope I'm pronouncing that right, I'm probably not. But anyway, this dwarvish insult translates to, elves have a longer beard than you. I love this insult. In The Hobbit, there's some mysterious creatures known as wereworms, and they're mentioned only once in all of Tolkien's books. And many fans have theorized that these wereworms are something like giant sandworms, like what you might find in Dune, and that is how the movies depicted them in the Battle of the Five Armies, even though in the books we never actually get to see the wereworms, they're just mentioned once. In the movies, they decided to actually put the wereworms in the movies, and they look just like the sandworms from Dune. But anyway, a lot of fans have the theory that wereworms is actually just another name for dragons, since dragons are referred to as worms in Norse mythology and in a lot of Tolkien's books as well. However, it is worth noting that were is the Old English word for man, that is where we get the word werewolf and stuff, and Tolkien, being fluent in Old English, would of course have known this. So then, wereworm would translate to man-worm, and which man do we know who's a worm? Grima Wormtongue. New Grima Wormtongue theory just dropped. The Arkenstone is not a Silmaril. The origins of the trolls in Middle-earth are altogether unknown. However, the one theory that I really like is a theory that actually comes from Treebeard himself. Treebeard's theory is that trolls are actually corrupted Ents in the same way that orcs are corrupted elves. I have to say, I really like this theory, but it is not known for sure what the origin of the trolls in Middle-earth actually are. There. Those were 25 useless Lord of the Rings facts and theories. I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, but anyway, that's it for this video. Please consider liking and subscribing. It only takes 1.99 seconds. Other than that, thanks for watching. Happy Thanksgiving if you're in the US. And for now, farewell.